Hello Gundam fans, today at Speedball Haro, and today I'm going to be doing my full review of my antagonist Gunpla from Gundam 00, the AEU ENACT AGRISSA ENACT Custom. For the reason why I say AGRISSA is because this variant of the ENACT that you see in front of me, sadly not in this kit or has ever been made, should have come along with a mobile armor attachment called the AGRISSA that sadly this unit does not come with. And the reason why this is called an Antagonist Gunpla video is because this specific Gunpla and mobile suit was piloted by an antagonist character that I'm doing a video series on, starting with this, and the character that played the antagonist and pilot to this mobile suit was that of Alial Sanchez, a terrorist character in the 00 series, and played a big role in several of the characters' lives, which I won't go into. But I can tell you, if you did not know this, the voice actor for the English dub was the same voice actor from Gundam Wing's Duo Maxwell, if you didn't know that. But okay, let's get to the kit now. Let's see. Let's take him off the stand so I can get him a little better look at him. As you can see, here's our ENACT. And this variant, as you can see, is bright red, which was pretty cool, because the other ENACTs were pretty much mostly green and such. And of course, this guy was a high grade. And an interesting fact you might not know about this kid in particular, and I believe also probably from the 00 high grade line, the flag units, this kit does not use a single polycap on him. Nothing. Not a single one. So yeah, that's an interesting fact, when a lot of high grades, especially at this time, would definitely have that. So yeah, pretty cool. So it's no polycaps at all in this guy. He has a very unique setup too for leg joints. It's not like a waist section pegs or ball joints through the middle like you would normally see through for high grades. In fact, his ball joints are back here, if you can see it, right there at the back there. So as you can see, let's move some stuff. As you can see, this is his full movement. It can't bend all the way without bending the leg, which, as you can see, he can bend. And forward as well. It's as far, because he does have a transformation gimmick, but I don't really use it too often because the joint's really tight on mine and I don't want to break it. So yeah, sorry about that. But this kid does have a good amount of articulation for how old this kid is, and being mine as being a third-party variant of it. So yeah. Now, one thing I will say is that the shoulders are ball points, but I have had one annoyance where if you turn the arm too far like that, it will pop off on you, just so you know. But nothing to worry about. You easy pop it right back in and such like that. His head, and of course his head is fully articulated. Can turn, let's see, yeah, all the way around. And when transformed, you can fold his head all the way back. Because that's the one cool thing about this guy, is that compared to a lot of high grades where you gotta parts form it, this guy, he fully transforms. So yeah, that's actually a plus in my book for a kit of his age, and being that he can transform without the need of extra parts. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, as you can see, he has accessories. He's got his gun blade right here, because as you can see, there's a handle sticks out right there. And the reason for that is because when you don't have it in its blade mode, as you see me have it here, sorry about that, here, let me just, so you can guys get a better look. Maybe, there we go. As you can see, here, it is mostly color separated pretty well. The only part is this gray section you do have to paint. And of course, here's the handle. Simply articulated. Now, of course, being a gun, this also can combine with its other weapon unit to make a full rifle. And, as you can see... sorry about that. It has this cool blade, similar to the GN blade like on the Exia. Folds out. And if it's this, there you go. Folds out without any problems. See? Pretty cool. And of course, as you can see, he has a secondary weapon. And that is pretty much a missile pod setup. So you can shoot. So, and as you can see, there's a big gap in the middle, but that's intentional because you need that open for the rifle to fit in. And of course, he's got its shield set up, weaponry right here, which can spin, but the sad fact is the connecting point to the arm is not long enough that it should be to properly connect. But you can spin the shield part all the way around, so it does have articulation. And let's put that back on. And of course, lastly, besides these weapons, he does have a beam-based weapon, pretty beam sword right here, as you can see. Now this is the folded-up kind, because there's two you get: the fold-up kind that you store on the body, and an active kind, which of course, for many of us would recognize it as. Let me put him down for 1 second. And that is the fabled beam chopstick. For those who didn't know, these were pretty common for older high grades, where instead of beam effect parts, you'd get one solid piece for the handle and for the beam effect, which honestly though, for this kit, shouldn't have had. Only reason I say that because the ENACT mobile suit did not have beam-based weaponry at all for swords. It had more of like a beam, not even a beam knife. It was a sort of like a GN knife. It was a full metal blade that would come about, I believe, close to where my fingers are right now, if you can see. Pretty much like that. And this part section would be gray. But they, for some reason, didn't want to do that. They just decided, hey, we'll just give them a beam chopstick, just for fun. Don't know why. Now, of course, you do get we only get a couple parts to spare. That is his other hand, which is an open hand. A little more of a grip, because most of them, they're like wide open like that. This one, it's curved, it's coming in, closing, trying to grab you, like, I'm gonna take you. Okay, other than that, you get the part that goes underneath the ENACT for stands, just to cover up, and a spare part of a handle. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. A handle for a weapon. That's literally what you get left over after building this guy. Yeah. As for sticker-wise, you get these. I painted most of the detailing. The one thing I will quickly mention that you should know is if you want to paint this guy accurately, you can pretty much for everything: the hands, the waist section, the gray section, all that stuff can easily be painted on this guy, except for one thing. And that's the head section. And the reason I mean that is that there's supposed to be a special gimmick that this unit has. Well, specifically this variant of it had, because it always activated when Mr. Sanchez used it in the show and such. And that would be, as you can see, that phone. would be right here in the manual, if you can see it. As you can see right there, the picture shows the face, and as you can see, the eyes are glowing right there. Now, of course, that's just product effect, but for the kit itself, if there were stickers for the eyes, it would be right there where those are glowing. And on the sticker sheet, the only sticker they give you for that, and I know you're not going to see it too well without me trying to point it out, is right at the end of where I'm pointing at with the beam, with the chopstick. There's a silver piece, which of course doesn't help that it blends in, right there, that you're supposed to stick under the faceplate. That's this clear faceplate. I know you can't really tell because it's just how it looks, but there's a clear faceplate right there. And, well, actually, maybe you can see it better. Right there where I'm pointing at. And where that would be is where you would paint the eyes in, but the way the kit was designed and such, there's no molding on the actual plastic to do the eyes itself. It's literally one flat piece on both sides of the face, even underneath it too. I tried several times myself and I couldn't do it, so just so you know. But there is a camera underneath the visor here that you can paint too, as it would have on the mobile suit too, so you do know. Alright, and of course, before I forget, here's the back view of him. And as you can see, this is his back view. And of course, all of his wing sections are articulated, so this would be his butt flap, in a sense, because this part doesn't move down or up unless you transform it. So yeah, you move these up. These can move up and down too. Right here. Back, so you can see. The wings are fully foldable. Let me just move this out of the way right now. Fully foldable. These wings don't, though. They just stay. Now, these wings all have pegs that you can plug in stuff to, but the kit itself doesn't have anything that you plug into them with for any reasons. Honestly, I looked. There's nothing you plug it into. Not his arms, nothing. Not even the extra weapons. I don't know, why, but that's just what they did. I'm guessing they're meant for missile pods and such like that, which, as I said, this is the only one he gets, but doesn't attach that way. Attach onto the rifle for this one. So, yeah. Okay. Now, simply put to you guys, do I recommend this guy if you're looking for grunts or a mobile suit of an antagonist character you might like? I could say sure, go ahead, but 2 reasons why I'd say don't go for it if it's expensive. For one, it's just got some minor flaws, nothing terrible, but you really shouldn't have to pay a lot of money for this guy. And you shouldn't, like I said, you shouldn't have to pay so much for this kit. But it's definitely not a bad kit. It has minor flaws, but it's not terrible. It can be adjusted and fixed properly. Because the one other thing you should know are the hands specifically. The holding hands are not bad itself. It's just they're so big that they can't hold on to the rifle that well. I should know. I've tried. It keeps falling off. That's why I put it in like this. You could see him holding it like his blade. See? Because if I put it like that, it would have been falling out this whole time. So yeah. But yeah, I can recommend this guy. If you can find him at a good price, sure, go for it. But I can't say you will, sadly. But, do I see this kid ever getting a revive? I doubt it, really, because, this variant already does everything it's supposed to for this kit, so it doesn't really need it. I could see a re-release, maybe, but that's about it. So, yeah, that's all I'll say. If you want this guy, if you can find it for a fair price, go ahead. If you're a 00 Grunt fan, sure. Or if you're a fan of Aliel Sanchez, yeah. Alright, then. This is Speedball Harl saying, hope everyone is safe, happy, and have a good day.